Plus Sports Special on a Saturday. Welcome on the show. My name is Wally Scott, as you know. Mukail, situation report, sit rep. If you're just watching the program right now and you can't get to watch the match, the English Premier League, Diogo Jota has gotten the goal against Watford. But I watched the game before we came upstairs now, and Watford were playing very well.
I think Watford might get a goal in this match. The question is how high a level do Liverpool have to play to get the win? The fact is, Hodgson has demonstrated what he has always been capable of, setting a team to be very rigid, very organized in defense, and being able to spring very good counterattacks. And these guys do have some good strikers available to them. Sarr is back, so a lot of opportunities.
And he had a chance.
Yes, he did have a chance, and I think they're going to have a couple more. The question is, are they going to catch Van Dijk at a slow period in the game?
I don't think so.
I mean,
I've not seen Liverpool play this well in a long time.
Yes,
a long time.
Alisson, 21 clean sheets this season. Right now, as the table stands, they're top of the table with 2 points clear of Manchester City. Depending on how their game in hand goes, Liverpool might stay top of the league this weekend, going into next weekend, but it's still a lot to play for, and this game isn't over just quite yet.
We've got some good news for you today. Kayode is going to try and help me out with putting the phone line on the screen so you can talk about it. Go Kayode. Champions Akwa United will be hoping to get their revenge on league leaders Rivers United when both sides clash later today in a match day 20 fixture as the business end of the season begins. Now, the Port Harcourt-based side thrashed the champions 4-1 in their match day 19 fixture, a situation that led to the disengagement of interim coach Ali Jolomi, and 2 weeks later, Akwa will be eager to take their pound of flesh. The Promise Keepers have gone on to hire former Sunshine Stars coach Ayodeji Ayeni to help return them to where they used to be and at least fight for a continental ticket. Speaking out of the match, Ayeni says he is positive of earning a positive result against the leaders. Nigeria on Friday secured their third victory. Okay, we'll come to that later. Now, the good news is, finally, the Nigeria Premier League has restarted. The excuse that Gennot Raw, even Eguavoin, who shamefully, he's homegrown, says that he doesn't watch them play regularly, he doesn't see them regularly, there's really no league, and he can't get players from there, so he prefers to go abroad. They prefer to go to Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan to get players. And we have fantastic talent here. Yes, they might not be exposed, they might not have the best of structure, but they are fantastic talents. You can work on them.
Yes, they can work on them, but that's a long-term project. And in the meantime, you still have to call up players that have to play the upcoming games, the upcoming friendlies. I mean, you can test the homegrown players during friendly matches, get them familiarized with the national team setup. But I agree with them, and it's shameful that they're not watching the local league.
How can your coach tell you, I don't watch them, the league is zigzag, and he can't actually... Come on.
Well, I mean, it's an indictment. To be fair, it's an indictment of our own league. The fact that our national team managers haven't felt the need or responsibility to watch it. At the same time, it's like an internal, it's like a member of the inner circle blowing the whistle. Something is rotten in Denmark.
True that.
And we're not doing well enough in our league to justify these players. Individual talent is great. But these players have to set up as an 11 on the day. And at best, with the amount of time that national coaches get to work with these players, it takes years to breed them into the level.
We'll continue talking, but the call line is on the screen. And the reason why Mukail and I are putting it there is because we're asking ourselves a question. Is it so bad that our coaches can't call on our Nigerian? We have talent here. Why don't they call them? Mukail is trying to explain that, yes, they need exposure. Yes, the structure is not there. But can't you work on the talent? Listen, Mukail, Clemens Vesterhoff Everybody he worked on. Yes, a fantastic marketer. He marketed them well. Took Finidi George, Kanu Akwa to Ajax. Took Okocha to Eintracht Frankfurt. Took Victor Ikpeba to Monaco. But the fact remains, he took them from here.
Yes.
They were homegrown.
True that. But before they were called, before they became the
But
giants,
use them like once or twice before he started getting markets for them.
but before they became the giant status that they got, before they gained that giant status, they had to move to Europe. And unfortunately, let's think about this. If these homegrown players had been set up against Ghana, how well would they have done, considering they would have been going up against players that are not only more exposed on the national side team, but are more exposed internationally? And ultimately, are we going to set up a bunch of homegrown, untested players at the World Cup if we had gotten through? At the end of the day, are we going to bench Wilfred Ndidi or Victor Simon for a player in the local league when that local league player is one talent? He hasn't played in a team structure that demands so much of him.
Okay, so let's look at Nigeria. I've been trying to get Shewan Ajidagba on the phone. It just didn't work. I don't know. But Nigeria on Friday secured their third victory at the ongoing Nigeria Women's T20 Invitational Cricket Tournament after beating Ghana by 9 wickets. It was the fourth game for the Ghanaian side after a win and 2 losses in their previous matches. But the game was the third for the hosts after victories in their last 2 outings. The match at the renovated Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval in Lagos saw the visiting side winning the toss and electing to bat first. I'm sure Shane would have called and said, well, it's a revenge mission. Nigeria beats Ghana in this one. And of course, we're revenging for the loss. But we're going to get him on the phone.
The truth is, I am so impressed about women, the investment in women's sports in general in Nigeria. We can complain all the live long day about able-bodied athletes, men's athletics, football, any sports that men are currently playing for Nigeria. But the female sports, and I think it is down to the tenacity of the organizers, those who are ready to keep pushing that women be given a greater platform. And that level of determination, I think it's kind of like this. When you know you're fighting an uphill battle, the ammunition you bring to bear is much greater than someone who had a much leveler playing field to start with. And I think that has impacted the level of performances that we're seeing. Our women's basketball team, they're doing fantastic. Now, with the T20 women's cricket, I think we're only going to get better. The question is, are we going to sustain it? We know how to build in Nigeria.
True that.
But can we sustain
it? Now, don't you but love sports? The draws were done yesterday, and we have the teams to meet each other have been revealed to us. And then you see some funny draws. Iran takes on the USA, and you're seeing people who are arch enemies politically, but in sport they are going to meet, and they will meet.
Yes, obviously we're looking forward to the Spain versus Germany match. We're looking forward to when Lewandowski will face Argentina.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to Portugal against Uruguay, and there's plenty to look forward to.
Wow.
And interestingly, this draw doesn't smell of any group of death. The groups are so well balanced.
True that.
This year's World Cup is going to be so impressive. And I think the fact that Messi, Ronaldo are now closer to earth as mortals.
Yeah.
They're not. I think we're still going to be screaming.
We don't see that magic anymore, though.
But when we see the occasional magic, we're still going to hear commentators screaming at the top of their lungs, Lionel Messi, Ronaldinho,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
But this time around, we will have the opportunity to hear Karim Benzema, Lewandowski.
Kylian Mbappe.
No Erling Haaland, unfortunately, but we're still going to get plenty of good footballers on display this time around. And it's a much more level playing field. I think at this time, there's no one on the planet except the teams themselves, the respective coaches themselves. And not every single one of them will do this. It's the likes of Argentina, the likes of Brazil, the likes of France, the likes of Germany, Spain, Portugal. These are the managers, the coaches that may have it in their hearts that, yes, we can win this tournament. But not a single commentator, not a single sports journalist can say either way, this team is going to win it.
The World Cup draws were revealed on Friday. United States will face England and Iran in Group B of the World Cup finals, while Spain will take in Germany in a clash of former winners in Group E. Holders France will meet Denmark and Tunisia in Group D, while the tournament will kick off on November 21st with host Qatar playing Ecuador. For the US, the draw pits them against their former colonial rulers, England, and the Iranians, a country that they had long-running political disputes with. The US faced Iran at the 1998 World Cup in France, losing 2-1 to the Gulf nation.
You know, the truth is, this World Cup, there's a possibility we might even get an all-British Isle matchup, because there's still Wales versus Ireland match to be decided. We don't know yet. That European playoff spot that is in their group is still yet to be decided. And when we finally get to know who's going to be there, it's still going to be an interesting group. Every single group is so
Let's look at the fact that FIFA has revealed the first look images of Laib, the official mascot for the Qatar 2020 World Cup, on Friday.
To be fair, he looks like...
He looks very nice.
Well,
he's a flying character who is ageless and full of warmth, energy, and positivity. Hailing from the Mascot versus Laib, a form of a traditional Arabian shawl that is fashioned from a square scarf and usually made from cotton. But let's go back to the visuals for the draws itself. Before I go to the World Cup draws, Mukail, let's go to the EPL fixtures, the English Premier League fixtures. Now we know for one that Diogo Jota has scored for the Reds, Liverpool. It's 1-0 right now. And obviously Watford just might not have... You were talking about them coming back. I don't see... I'm seeing Liverpool playing fantastic football, really.
I mean, it's quite possible from here Liverpool comes back from halftime and just completely steamrolls Watford. But football is a confidence game. When a team collectively believes that they can win,
they can make it happen. Yeah.
They can make something happen. It can be scary to the team that is expected.
But a win against Liverpool, maybe a draw.
A draw,
but a win.
Maybe. But the truth is, Liverpool are in a delicate position. All expectations is on them. They are the ones who are chasing something monumental. They have a chance to go for quadruple right this season.
Yeah.
But in every path that they have, the Mancunian club, Manchester City, are in their path. This league title is now closer than we expected 2 months ago. At one point, by December, commentators were saying Manchester City were going to run away with it. Even with just 6 points difference, Manchester City were going to run away with it. Now, all of that pressure, when a team that defies you chooses to tell you with their football, their brand of football, that they're not going to take it lying down, they're going to come after you at every turn, it can shake a few confidences within the team.
Let's look at you mentioned Manchester City, and that is a turning point. Burnley, according to those fixtures, Burnley take on Manchester City. Can Burnley just be that? You know?
Yes, they can be that banana peel that slips Manchester City up. The fact is, every time Manchester City fall to a team, it's newsworthy. It's unexpected. It's practically unheard of. But the teams that can do it, the teams like Crystal Palace, the teams like Southampton in the past who have pulled them down. Burnley is a team that is very capable of playing good football on their day. And when they dig in, they can be so stubbornly defensive. Manchester City, even if they don't lose, could draw that game. And Burnley, I would never, when a team like Manchester City has so much to lose at this tail end of the season, a team like Burnley coming up against them, it's not a game that I would ever say Manchester City is home and dry. They're going to win it. Chelsea
against Brentford.
I mean, Brentford are in difficult circumstances right now.
True that.
Eriksen is available to them, but we're still yet to be certain that he can be a difference maker at this time when they're dropping points left and right. And Chelsea on paper, they are the most complete team in the Premier League because they have a variety of weapons. They can play long football. They can play short football. They can be aggressive. They can demonstrate flair. They do not play in just one specific way, and their defense is so staunchly stubborn. And they might struggle against the likes of Liverpool, against the likes of Manchester City. But teams like Brentford, once Chelsea get one goal, it's usually a wrap. Because even in the game against Newcastle showed so much spirit. But Chelsea had so much to work with that Lukaku and Kai Havertz were on the pitch at the same time. And it was a moment of something akin to watching Johan Cruyff.
True that.
Something akin to watching Van Persie take the ball down on his left foot and poke it into the back of the net.
Manchester United, Leicester City. There's an eerie feeling in Old Trafford right now. Leicester are not in very good form right now too, but neither are Manchester United.
The thing is that I don't blame the manager. At this point, I think it's clear to see that this team lacks so much focus, so much commitment amongst a lot of the players. And there is even talk of Rashford, a player that last season everyone thought was going to be Mr. Manchester United. Talks about him wanting to leave Manchester during the summer. Where is the commitment? Where is the Manchester United way? Because it doesn't seem like any of these players are playing for the badge, except for Ronaldo. And a 37-year-old player cannot be the only one driving the team. Manchester United, I think, will win this game because of Leicester's inconsistencies. I think the fact that Leicester dropped so many points from set pieces will prove important at a time when the Harry Maguire captain is showing a lot of lack of confidence. He's watching his back in the dressing room because a lot of people want Ronaldo to be the one leading the team, wearing the armband. And right now, if he gets a header from a corner at the right time, it could spur on his season. And Leicester do not know how to keep teams out from scoring.
Now, this match is scary. Tottenham Hotspur against Newcastle. The next two matches I'm going to discuss right now are scary. Let's start with Tottenham Hotspur against Newcastle.
I mean, there's no saying who's going to win this game because Tottenham has proven they can win this game, lose the next one, win the next one. The ups and downs. No one would put their money in that kind of stock. With Newcastle, Eddie Howe has proven that he's able to shake the dust and rust off of this great club. They're playing so well. And we know that if they survive this season, and it's looking like they will, next season there will be so much money available to play with. Next season they will grow. And I think right now Eddie Howe has managed to, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just man management. I don't know if it's tactical difference that is bringing out so much quality out of a Newcastle team that looked dead and buried.
Yeah. I guess it's money, though. Money can do everything. So, thank you very much, Davido. Thank you very much, Coyote. Thank you very much, Paul George. We have the halftime. It's halftime now. Liverpool against Watford.
Yes.
It's still 1-0. Goal from Diogo Jota. And, of course, let's look at the last match. Two scary matches, I said. The last match I want to discuss today is Arsenal against Crystal Palace.
I mean,
That's scary.
It's
scary.
two former Arsenal players managing two great London clubs.
True.
Crystal Palace right now. Oh my God! If anything were to happen, given the nature of Chelsea's circumstances recently, if Tuchel were to leave for any reason, whether to go join Manchester United, as I hear he's on the short list of managers being considered for the job, I would say that what Vieira has done right now,
It's fun. It's a miracle.
It's a
miracle.
It's still the first season, and there's always a first season hype that can go into a good manager managing a strong enough team that can do mid-table performances. Next season will be the real test, but based on his performances as manager at Crystal Palace right now, I think he would be on the short list of many teams looking for a good manager. On the other side, the Spaniard Arteta has managed to bring a lot of grit to the defense. He has stabilized that defense, and they're conceding less and less. They're finding ways to break down teams. It seems like he has managed to create a strong enough attack force, even after losing Aubameyang. Nketiah is not playing regularly, and he's expected to leave at the end of the season. Even their first choice, number 9, Lacazette, is supposedly going to leave at the end of the season. But you see a lot of hunger from these strikers. They want to play. They have Lacazette especially is coming into midfield, linking up very well with the likes of Smith Rowe. He's linking up very well with Bukayo Saka, who's still having a terrific run of form.
Sure.
And even now in couple games, Nicolas Pepe has come off the bench or started the game and done very well. Martinelli doesn't seem like he's going to be dropped unless there's an injury that ends his season.
So are you giving the win to Arsenal and not Crystal Palace?
I don't think I can give it to either one. I would go with Crystal Palace because I think they can shock Arsenal.
True that.
The fact that Arsenal are on such a roll, and the fact that historically the culture at Arsenal shows that when the team looks like they're on the bounce, they go and lose to. And Crystal Palace is certainly strong enough. Vieira is certainly tactically astute enough to pull an upset in this game.
Well, okay. We'll go back to the World Cup now. And don't forget that the World Cup itself arrived Qatar. And Qataris want us all to believe in this mantra. I like that. Believe in yourself, as now is all. Now is all. I think that's massive.
Forget the past. Don't think about the future.
Now is all.
The only time you have. And I think they're utilizing every inch of capital they can right now in this moment. The stadiums are looking fantastic.
Sure that.
Development is going on great. And we have an opportunity here, unlike in the past when we've had tournaments of different kinds in countries like China, where they ignore the human rights issues that are being raised. It seems right now Qatar at least wants to show to the world that they can evolve, that they can change. We heard what Harry Kane, the worry Harry Kane has raised in recent days about the LGBT community fans who want to come to Qatar and watch these matches. How safe are they going to be? I mean, it will be drastically terrible, politically insurmountable if Qatar demonstrates any kind of prejudice against people from all around the world just because of their sexual orientation. This is the time for Qatar to shine in the sun. They've always been in the sun, but this is the time to outshine the sun. And I think we're going to have, even though we've complained about the calendar, the fact that it's going to be in November, the fact that it's in the Middle East, it's so hot generally. The fact that the infrastructures that are being built are so significantly altered from past years. The disruption of the European League aside, I think the level of effort, the level of money, capital being spent, it's going to be a loud shebang.
True that. And Qatar needs it for their image.
Yes.
They're trying to build an image,
Yes.
an international image.
Definitely.
And they have to do very well.
They have to.
Let's watch the draws. We'll come back. Stay with us. Qatar World Cup. 2023, and we saw Austin JJ Okocha. It was so good, he was nicknamed twice. Didier Drogba. And these are the best exports Africa has to offer, if you ask me.
Yes. I don't know when we're going to get another superstar giants like these two. Samuel Eto'o is
Samuel Eto'o Fees.
Yeah, he's Cameroonian FA president right now. These are the players that we hope that will one day allow the foundations, build new foundations for the FAs in their respective countries in Africa and help improve the level of sport, because we need experienced hands. We need people who know what it is like to be at the ground level of the sport, to go up the elevator, see it at every level, and eventually rise to the level of knowing that they can make significant decisions and impact in the sport. And hopefully these are the players that will do it. Kanuanko, JJ Okocha,
yeah.
The players who have political acumen, who know how to play the game at the top level.
Toby Olushola was saying a few minutes ago, was saying that he's been sponsored by a particular betting company. And for this guy, I think it's more about business. It's not about trying to help out in the FA. We'll come to that. We're still taking the calls. Kay will put the phone lines on the screen, and we're talking about the fact that we have talents abound in our Nigerian Premier League. Why do our coaches not look that way? And we think, Mukai and I think, it's not fair. Really.
I agree that we should have paths of opportunity. There should be probably a quota of players that we are willing to bring in, and once that quota is met, then we can say, okay, but we need to open the door. At the same time, an argument can be made that a manager's only responsibility is to pick the best squad from anywhere in the world that the players are playing. If they're doing well in Kafansha,
it doesn't matter.
Go bring them.
True.
And if they're doing very well in England, in any other part of Europe, if they're doing so fantastically well in Asia, in China, in Saudi Arabia, bring them and let us benefit from the wealth of talent that these players have to offer us. But at the same time, we have to remember that these managers are mere mortals, and occasionally they're going to set up with a 4-5-1 formation, and they're going to get it wrong. They're going to pick a player that they think is very capable, but on that day, he doesn't play very well.
It's not a good day for him. Going back to the English Premier League, Bruno Fernandes, he's been mercurial for Manchester United. And of course, he was linked up with his compatriots, Cristiano Ronaldo, and is only getting better. His last game for Portugal, he scored a brace. The only 2 goals in the team. He has now signed a new contract with Manchester United till 2026. Bruno Fernandes, he reminds you of Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know if it's a Portuguese thing, but they put in their in every game.
Yes, I mean, just look at Diego Jota. Just look at
Diego Jota, yeah.
Ruben Neves. Look at Joao Moutinho. Look at Pepe. Almighty defensive wall Pepe. These players throw themselves on the line for the game. They love it. The Portuguese are an incredible. If you watch their league, you see how many fouls are committed. I mean, it might be
everything.
It might be a little disjointed, but it's a clear indication of passion over tactics, passion over everything else. And I'm sure Manchester United are happy to be keeping a player like this, extending his contract, having an opportunity, because
till 2026.
Ronaldo is not going to be there forever. We're not even sure he's going to be at Manchester United after this summer. But when Bruno Fernandes is on his game, he can really be a key asset, a player valued at over £150 million, because he can bring goals, he can bring assists, he can pull the strings, he can get up front, drop deeper. If the right manager comes along and plays him in a way that utilizes every bit of his ability, Manchester United can benefit greatly, whether it's in a 4-3-3 formation or 4-2-3-1 formation. He's a classic number 10, able to drop between the lines and pull the strings in any way and be involved in goals in any way possible.
Now, I'm not a fan of I like consistency, but I'm not a fan of the same usual suspects, same people every time, whether it's in tennis, whether it's in football. And then there's some good news. Somebody was saying, I think it was Paul George, he was saying yesterday, was talking about what if a Canada wins the World Cup? And I'll be like, yeah, it's a tall order though. But they've qualified for the World Cup for the first time in 36 years. I think that's massive.
I think that already in itself was a tall order. The likelihood of them winning the competition as a whole, that's a Titan level order. It's the tallest of tall orders. And we would just be their fans, us the commentators, and them, the team, would just be happy to
be there,
to participate and to enjoy every step of the ride, because really it's an honor just to be nominated, like I say.
Canadians were overjoyed. Let's see that. Overjoyed. I had interviews with the fans. I don't know why Kyle didn't put that there. I really
I mean, with the Canadians, the fact that their weather is the way it is, a lot of Canadians love ice hockey,
True that.
But football is starting to rev up passions in North America. In Canada, in the United States, the women's team in both countries are proving very capable. And the Canadians are going to love every moment of this. Every giant that they can manage to sneak a goal, just a goal, not even necessarily a win. Every giant of the game that they can sneak a goal past will seem like an exhilarating ride in itself. So, football, sure, winning is very important. At the end of the day, you can have 100% of possession, but if the other team scores, the 1-0, that's the most important stat. But at the end of the day, when we're younger, when we love the sport for just what it is, it's about playing it. It's about the journey, not about the winning of it.
Well, I'm going to leave you on the show today. This guy is a Spanish teenager. He's actually a teenager, actually 19. And he beats the defending champion at the Miami Open. His name is Hubert Hookers. The winner is Carlos Alcaraz. He's 19. And he beats the defending champion. He's in the final. He plays the finals today at the Miami Open. Alcaraz, from where? He's 19.
Age is not the...
I agree with you. But he beats the defending champion.
I mean, even grandmasters in chess have lost to toddlers.
True that.
What are effectively toddlers? I can't say off the top of my head, but at the end of the day, talent is not defined by age. And in fact, the most talented people are the youngest ones, because they're not diminished by strategy and structures that try to limit the output, try to direct the output of their talent. Their talent is still in its raw form, and there's plenty of energy. There's plenty of, I don't want to use the word inconsistency, unpredictability about that kind of raw talent. And I think that's what Hookers has learned from this experience.
Thank you very much, Mukayo.
Always.
Now, behind the cameras, we had Sheyo Motayo. You don't see him, but he makes you see us. Thank you very much, K. Coyote. You always have my back. David, thank you very much. Paul George helped produce. Toby Olushola made it a cameo appearance. Thank you very much, Toby Olushola. And downstairs, the powerhouse, D1 Dayo, so we call you. He has all the power. Join us same time next week, Plus Sports Special on Plus TV Africa. My name is Wale Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.